if you're having trouble making a decision, try this out next time, which is to just forget about being certain, okay? Because nothing is really certain in life, and that's what makes making decisions really hard. Is whenever you want to be 100% about something, whenever you're stuck and you want something to just stick, and you want it to kind of be like almost an instinct or it's meant to be kind of thing. But a lot of things in life aren't like that. And when we have to make decisions, a lot of people do different things. They make pros and cons lists and do all these things, and it can be very confusing, and you can spend the rest of your life really going back and forth. You could spend a million years trying to collect data to make the right decision, and you could still feel like you made the wrong decision afterwards, or still look back and still wonder, well, what if I picked the other thing? So here's something you can do to where you can never look back and you know you made the right decision. And that is to, number one, to forget about certainty. Forget about being 100% right, 100% certain. Because all you really need to do is break it down to, well, are you 51% yes, or are you 51% no on whatever it is you're trying to decide? So there could be a small decision of like, maybe there's 2 phones you're trying to decide to, or a little bit bigger of a decision, like maybe you're trying to decide between which college to go to or something like that. And it's good to look at the data first. Like, it's good to look at, well, what's the cost, right? Because one school might be twice the cost for the same degree, and that should make your decision easy. But maybe you look at the data and it's like, well, this side has some good things about it and this side has some good things. There's pros and cons to each. And that's why a lot of times like pros and cons lists don't work, because you just nothing is really like the perfect decision, right? You might find out like this place or this thing has this and this, but this thing also has this and this. So all you really have to do is like, well, pick one of them. Pick one of them and say, well, am I feeling like I'm 51% yes on this thing, or am I 51% no on it? If you are 51% yes, that's all you need. That's it. You just need that, like that 51%. You just need that 1% more, right? Forget about I need to be 100% and has to be perfect. Like, as long as you're 51% yes on that decision, then you can pick that and never look back. And another tip I'll just throw in here is that to really, if you're going back and forth on data, and you're going back and forth, just data and pros and cons lists, just go with your gut. Go with your gut feeling. And a easy way to go with your gut feeling, like if you're like, well, I don't know how to just tap into my instincts and my gut and my intuition. If you're struggling with that, I would say you need to work on that, because that will help make your life just much easier when you make decisions on your gut. I've never made a decision on my gut and like it's been wrong, but I have spent days and even months collecting data and analyzing and overthinking, and then I still made a decision. I was like, fuck, that was the wrong choice. I should have went with the other thing. But every time I've trusted my gut, it's always worked out. And so work on that. And if you're like, I don't know how to, like feel that, have that intuition or whatever, one thing you can do is put your decision in front of you. You can literally write it down, and then give yourself like a countdown of like 3, 2, 1, have to choose. And like, you don't think about it. Do not think about it at all. Don't like, forget about all the pros and cons. Just be like 3, 2, 1. You have to stick your hand on one of them. The one you put your hand towards is the one your gut is feeling. Do not give yourself time to think, because the moment you think is the moment all that data and everything starts flooding in and starts pulling you in different directions. And that's what data and pros and cons list does. That's why you feel so conflicted when it comes to making decisions, is because when you look at all the data, and like I said, it's good because sometimes it makes it obvious, but sometimes it just makes you more confused than when you started out. And sometimes when you started out, you might have had that gut instinct, but then you look at the data and you're like, well, yeah, but this side. And so that's one thing to do. If you're in an analysis paralysis state and you've looked at all the data and you've done the pros and cons list, you still can't decide, just write out both in front of you. And then 3, 2, 1, choose, put your hand on one. The one you put your hand on is the one you truly want. It's the one your heart desires. It's the one you feel inside of you that you want. And after that, don't look back. Again, all you have to be is 51% yes towards something. Like, and that's it. You never have to look back, because you've made your decision, and looking back and wondering what if it's just going to make it worse, and then it's going to make the next decision even harder. You don't want to live your life in uncertainty or kind of in the middle ground, right? You want to make decisions and then live with them and then move forward with them, and like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. There's no going back. And that will strengthen your decision making in the future, and things just get easier from there, because life is really just about making decisions. I mean, a lot of it is the decisions we make is what makes our life. So I hope this helped. I've been somebody who's always struggled with making decisions, and this was something that just helped me out a lot, was those two things. Just being 51% yes is all you need. Forget about being, you need to be certain, 100%, it has to be perfect, and blah, blah, blah. As long as you're 51% yes, you don't have to look back. And then start trying to tap into your intuition and trust your gut. If you can't decide, just go with what you really feel deep down. So, hope this helps, and thanks for watching.